What if the single biggest lie you tell yourself is the one you whisper into your pillow every single morning? That just 5 more minutes won't cost you a thing. This is the story of a man who believed that lie, until the day he discovered it was quietly stealing his future. You didn't click on this because you wanted to hear another lecture about discipline. You clicked because you feel it, that quiet, gnawing gap between the life you're living and the one you know you're capable of. This isn't a story about waking up early. This is a story about the moment you stop negotiating with the version of yourself that settles and start listening to the one that demands more. His name was Jason, and his world was small. A one-room apartment humming with the noise of neighbors, dim light pooling over piles of unfinished plans. Takeout boxes lined the counter like tiny monuments to yesterday's promises. Every morning, the alarm clock screamed. Every morning, he surrendered. 5 more minutes, he'd mumble. Those 5 minutes became 5 years. Dreams delayed, confidence eroded, ambition traded for the comfort of routine failure. He wasn't lazy, he was lost in the rhythm of almost. Across the hallway lived Coach Rick, a retired man with more energy than anyone half his age. At 5 a.m. sharp, rain or shine, Rick's porch light blinked on. Jason would watch through half-closed blinds as the old man stretched beneath that flickering bulb, calm, methodical, unstoppable. One gray morning their eyes met, just a nod, no words. Yet in that silence Jason felt something pierce through him. Shame, respect, envy, all at once. Rick saw him, not the man he pretended to be, but the man wasting potential. That quiet recognition lit the fuse. The next day Jason cornered Rick by the mailboxes. "Why do you do it? Every day, same time, no matter what." Rick smiled. "Habits are seeds, son. You plant them today so tomorrow has something to grow." The words followed Jason like an echo he couldn't mute. That night, staring at the ceiling, he saw a graveyard. The novel he never wrote, the business he never started, the promises he never kept. He realized he wasn't fighting time. He was fighting himself. The war wasn't outside, it was inside. The enemy was comfort. And comfort was winning. He went back to Rick. "How do you stay motivated?" Rick shook his head. "Motivation? That's the myth. Don't ask how to feel ready. Ask what kind of man you want to be. Then act like him, even for 1 minute. The feeling will catch up." Those words landed like thunder. Jason had always waited to feel ready. Now he understood. Readiness was earned, not granted. It wasn't about doing something extraordinary. It was about becoming someone consistent. The next morning, the alarm screamed again. His body begged for surrender. His mind offered its usual excuses. 5 more minutes. Too tired. Too cold. But Rick's voice cut through the fog. "What kind of man do you want to be?" Jason whispered one word into the dark. "Enough." He threw back the covers. The cold air bit his skin. And for the first time, he didn't hit snooze. That single decision, invisible to the world, changed everything. The run was brutal. His lungs burned. His legs felt carved from stone. But he kept moving. He wasn't running from failure. He was running from the man who accepted it. Every day he showed up again. The run turned into ritual, pain into proof. He began applying the same quiet discipline everywhere. An hour of study before work, another on his side project at night. No audience, no applause, just repetition. Weeks blurred into months, and something remarkable happened. Jason stopped chasing motivation. He started trusting momentum. He wasn't trying to become disciplined anymore. He was disciplined. There's a kind of peace that comes when a man keeps his own promises. For the first time in years, Jason liked the person staring back in the mirror. He realized the greatest distance he'd ever traveled wasn't measured in miles. It was the space between who he'd been and who he chose to become. Every run, every early morning, every quiet refusal to quit had built a bridge across that distance. He didn't need the world to notice. He just needed to know he could trust himself again. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. It's saying to yourself, you are worth the effort. You are worth the struggle. You are worth becoming. The power of habit isn't in grand gestures, it's in quiet consistency. The same choice, made again and again, until it rewires the story you tell about who you are. Months later, Jason faced the test that once would have broken him: physical, mental, professional. He wasn't the strongest or the smartest, but he was the most consistent. He finished strong, steady, certain. When the email arrived, "Congratulations, you're hired," he smiled, but that wasn't the victory. The victory was the man who woke up that morning, tied his shoes, and ran before the sun. The man who no longer believed the lie. The man who understood that freedom isn't found in comfort, it's found in commitment. Somewhere, another alarm will ring tomorrow morning. Someone will whisper, 5 more minutes. Maybe that someone is you. But maybe tomorrow, you'll remember Jason and choose differently. Because change doesn't begin with a shout. It begins with a whisper that says, get up. And that's where your future starts.